Good afternoon, this is Dan Howe, PTI Securities and Futures, coming to you for the daily wrap-up on Wednesday, September 7th. Overnight, the range in the S&P was 18 points, which basically was relatively a small range compared to what we've been seeing in the last few weeks. The fundamental news that came out before the opening was really all in Europe. The German court ruled that their intervention in the Greek crisis and their financing of the Greek crisis was not illegal. Consequently, that actually gave quite a bit of boost to the German stocks as well as potentially the rest of Europe. It did complicate things going forward, however, because it did say that any further interaction would actually have to be legislated, which could slow this down quite a bit. So even though it was a good news today, it could actually be long-term relatively mixed. The other thing here is the beige book came out today, and beige book really was kind of beige. There was a little bit of a milquetoast, some good, some bad in some of the different regions, so the market really didn't react to it. But we opened up pretty high on the German news and we kept going higher. During the course of the day, the market just slowly ground up, very, very similar to the risk trade we had before our latest problems in August. The SPX closed pretty much on its high, up 33 at 1198. The Dow closed up 275 at 11,414. The NASDAQ closed up 75 at 2548. The bonds sold off a little bit today, not as much as you would expect, but on the other hand, they were weak as we're kind of taking off the twist trade, as they're now calling it. And so the yield on a 10-year note closed at 203, up 5, so they closed above 2% yield for the first time in 3 days. Dollar was a little bit weaker, as you might expect, on a risk-on day. Gold had a big move today. It was below 1,800 for a good part of the day, but it closed 1818 down 55. And keep in mind, yesterday it was up above 1,900 for most of the day. Looking forward, we have the speech coming up tomorrow night. The market is obviously anticipating some fairly good tax incentives, mixtures with, so we're going to be seeing something tomorrow that appears to be at least interpreted as positive from the market. And the weekly jobless claims also coming up on Thursday. During the course of the day here, we had a couple of management shakeups. We had Bank of America shaking up their front office, as well as Yahoo being replaced by the phone. They actually called her up and ousted her on the phone, which was kind of entertaining to everyone in the business. But in any event, this has been Dan Howe, PTI Securities and Futures.